She disappeared after her graduation speech. The ending was buried. The last time anyone saw Mariah Elwood, she was standing beneath the blazing June sun, delivering the graduation speech that silenced a stadium. She wasn't class president, not valedictorian. In fact, most students didn't even know her name. But when the original speaker got sick minutes before the ceremony, Mariah stepped up. The principal hesitated. She wasn't on any lists, but with the microphone already live and the crowd waiting, he allowed it. And she spoke. Not about dreams or the future or thank yous to teachers, but about secrets. "I want to remember this day," Mariah began, her voice quiet but sharp. "Not because I graduated, but because it's the day someone finally listened." Gasps rippled across the crowd as Mariah spoke about a series of girls who had vanished over the past 6 years, all from their school, all officially labeled as runaways. No investigations. No press. No follow-ups. But Mariah hadn't forgotten them, because she'd known one. Her older sister, Layla. She paused only once, locking eyes with someone sitting in the third row. "I know what happened to them. And after today, you will too." Security moved toward the stage. Mariah folded the speech in half, whispered something into the microphone no one could quite catch, and stepped down. By the time they reached her, she was gone. At first, it was dismissed as a stunt. "She's just trying to go viral," some said. Another teenager chasing attention. But that night, when Mariah didn't come home, her mother panicked. A police report was filed. Her phone was off. Her last text had been sent 3 minutes before she took the stage. "If I don't come back, check the locker." But she didn't say which one. The town whispered, then shouted. Online forums erupted with speculation. Reddit threads dissected every second of her speech. And then a week later, the first real clue came. A janitor found locker number 308, an old, unused compartment at the edge of the school's basement hall, pried open and hollowed inside. It wasn't used by students anymore. What was inside stopped him cold. Photographs of 5 girls. Missing girls. Including Layla Elwood. Some were school pictures, others appeared to be taken without their knowledge, through windows, in locker rooms, or on the bus. Most chillingly, one photo had a time stamp dated 2 weeks before Mariah's graduation. A girl long presumed dead alive. And in the corner of that same photo, barely visible behind a curtain, stood a man in a janitor uniform. His name was Carl Davison. Worked at the school for nearly 22 years. Never married. Lived alone. Clean record. Until the day they raided his house. Inside, they found a hidden room in the basement, behind a false wall. A chair. A camera. Recordings. But not of violence, of interviews. Girls sitting, looking terrified but unharmed, answering questions. Their faces blurred in fear. Most weren't even local. And then, a discovery that no one expected. A notebook labeled Witness. Inside, in Mariah's handwriting, were lists. Notes. Names. She'd known. For almost a year, Mariah had been investigating Carl. Following a paper trail her sister Layla had started. Piecing together footage, student disappearances, and patterns no adult had bothered to notice. She'd kept everything hidden in that locker. And her speech? It wasn't just a warning. It was a countdown. Following the maps in Mariah's notebook, police searched the edge of the nearby state forest. After 2 days, they found it. A long trench, covered in tarps and lined with wood, recently disturbed. They braced for bodies. But it wasn't a grave. It was a tunnel, leading to an old storm shelter buried under leaves and roots. Inside were beds, cans of food, lanterns, a water tank, and on one of the cots, Mariah's backpack. Inside, a recorder still running. And her voice. "I know you're listening. You always were. I led them here because they needed proof. I followed the sound of my sister's voice, and now I know. They're not dead, but they're not free either. And if this is the end, let it be loud." Then a knock. A man's voice. A struggle. The audio cuts off. Carl Davison was arrested but refused to talk. No bodies were ever found. The girls in the recordings were never identified. And Mariah was never seen again. Until 1 year later, during a memorial assembly at the school, the projector unexpectedly flickered to life. A video began to play. It was Mariah. Alive. She looked thin, eyes darting nervously, voice shaky. Behind her were shelves lined with canned food and books. The same shelter. If you're watching this, he's been caught. I'm safe now, and I'm not alone. We're not victims. We survived because we were smart. Because Layla was smart. Because we watched. And because no one else would believe us, we chose each other. Tell my mom I never stopped looking. Tell her Layla's alive too. And tell the girls still trapped in silence, we're coming for them. Then static. Mariah had never disappeared. She went underground. Voluntarily. To expose a system that let predators hide in plain sight. To rescue the girls no one looked for. And the man in the background? He was just one of many. The school was shut down. Carl was sentenced. New names emerged. Some of the girls were found. Some weren't. Mariah and Layla were never seen again. But every year, on graduation day, a single rose appears on the podium. Wrapped in it, a USB. With more names. And more voices. Because the ending wasn't forgotten. It was buried. And Mariah made sure someone would dig it up.